Hello to all my wonderful students, subscribers, devout disciples. Welcome. This is your Master GongSun. Today we'll continue with our exploration of the Taoist meditation anthology. The first part is called The Cultivation of Realization, compiled and translated by Thomas Cleary. If you happen to have a copy, please follow along. If not, just listen to me discuss it. Today's topic is very interesting. We're going to talk about ghosts. Now, what is a ghost? I've seen one before. I've heard them before too. They were knocking and knocking and knocking one night. Why do they knock? Because it's the easiest sound for them to make. Don't forget, if you honestly, let's do an exercise. I want everyone to close their eyes and close their mind, meaning that everything must be closed. Don't be distracted. And now we think. We're thinking, and imagine that, notice that we're thinking, right? Observe it. This is what a ghost is like. It's just their thoughts, because they don't have a physical body, right? So all they have is the mind, their consciousness, and that's it. Right? If you imagine that, then you would know what being a ghost is like. Pretty freaky stuff, huh? Okay, let us begin our discussion. Here is what the text says. Ghosts are people who have already died. People are ghosts who have not yet died. And the spirits of today are all people of ancient times. Well, that's definitely true, especially that second part, right? Listen to it again. People are ghosts who have not yet died. Quite profound, right? We're ghosts too, but we're physical bodies. In other words, our physical bodies are still functional for now. It will eventually break down, but at least it's working for now. That's why we're not dead yet. That's why we're not ghosts yet. Let's continue. There are ghosts and spirits everywhere in the world. How do we know this? Human nature comes from positive energy, while the physical body comes from negative energy. Positive energy is a spirit, negative energy is a ghost. Returning feeling to nature is a way of the spirit. Following feeling and losing nature is the business of the ghost. A proverb says that as long as people have any positive energy, they do not become ghosts, while as long as they have any negative energy, they do not become immortals. Remember yin yang, right? That's what they mean by positive and negative energy. And by positive and negative, it doesn't mean good or bad. It's just different. Yin and yang, right? Yang is not better than yin, yin is not better than yang. They're just two sides of the same coin. Human beings are a mixture of yin and yang, a combination of ghost and spirit. A sudden impulse toward good is guidance of the spirit. A sudden evil act is compulsion by the ghost. Cultivated people are careful when alone, observing the beginnings of good and evil. This is the way to distinguish the ghost from the spirit. So ghosts and spirits are not the same thing, right? Here, according to the text, ghosts are more malevolent, whereas spirits are more benign, even benevolent, right? So it's definitely not the same thing. And why do we become ghosts after death? A lot of people might wonder this. It's because, imagine, if you will, right? Let's say right now you're having dinner, right? You're having your dinner, minding your own business, when suddenly a car slams into the restaurant that you're eating at, and you die instantly as a result of the collision. How would you feel? I mean, when you're having dinner, you're probably focused on your dining companion. Maybe it's your wife. Maybe you're thinking about your marital problems, or your financial difficulties, right? Maybe you're thinking about the taste of the barbecued chicken as it passes through your lips and goes down your throat, right? In other words, you're not prepared for death. Your mind is on mundane matters, like your marriage, like the food, like money problems. right? So it's a shock right away. Like, and that's why a lot of spirits, well, no, I should be more specific when I talk about this. A lot of ghosts don't even know that they're dead, right? You've ever seen the movie The Sixth Sense, with starring, who was it? Haley Joel Osment and Bruce Willis, right? Right. I mean, I'm gonna spoiler alert. I'm gonna spoil it for you, but Bruce Willis talks to, the little kid, right? He's one that says, "I see dead people," right? Well, you might know it if you're as old as me, but this is definitely more of a millennial movie. But anyway, so the Bruce Willis character, spoiler alert, doesn't know that he's dead because his death happened too suddenly. He wasn't prepared. So that's why he's sticking around. So another reason ghosts stick around is that they die in an aggrieved state, and also in a state of heightened or strong emotion. Maybe they have unfinished business, or maybe they want to take revenge on uh, whoever wronged them in life. Right? Maybe they died as a result of someone wanting to cover up their affair with your wife, for example, right? And then your wife's lover killed you, right? That's going to create a lot of what we call yuan qi in Mandarin. It means an air of aggrievement, right? It's so the grievance is so severe to the point where you're not going to want to go towards the next step of your spiritual journey to the other planes of existence until you can get justice for what just happened. Because let's say that your wife does kill you with her, in collusion with her lover, right? Your cheating spouse. I mean, that's a lot of aggrieved energy there. And I can understand why you would want to stay behind, right? Not just to take revenge, but to right a wrong, right? To get justice, right? I can totally understand that. And that's why a lot of places are haunted, right? Because these things happened. People die in a state of such heightened emotion that they cannot fathom moving on to the non physical planes of existence until their business here on the material earth has been completed. Think about that, right? It makes perfect sense, doesn't it? All right. This has been your Master GongSun. As usual, keep living in alignment with the Tao.